Hi, welcome to Sugar Free. This is a reading for Virgo for the period 16th of October, new moon, through to 31st of October, full moon. Okie doke. Major Arcana reading. All the astrology is pointing to this being a kind of once in a lifetime fortnight, so I thought I would do some readings for that, and this is for you, Virgo. Okay. Right. Okay, what we've got here is change and possibilities opening up. But I think it's going to be hard to embrace. There's going to be a resistance to embracing this change that is coming. But it's coming anyway. We've got the Hierophant in the reverse. So belief systems that are expressed outside of the self in the world. The High Priestess is belief within the self, that quiet knowing. When it moves out into the world, it becomes the High Priest, the Hierophant, and it is then reified and turned into a kind of politicized structure, which is what we see here with Il Papa, the Hierophant, kind of the head honcho of spirituality, sitting on his throne with all his acolytes around the bottom, worshipping him, saying, what should we think? What should we think? Okay. On its head. So, perhaps, Virgo, you're already sensing this change and there's some confusion. I think what is perhaps harder to see in all this is the absolute wealth of possibilities. Sometimes change is unwelcome. Basically, the whole thing of change, the human spirit is kind of strung out between wanting things to change, wanting the new, and wanting to stick with the old. And I think the latter might be more where Virgoans sit. There is great possibility, like infinite possibility. And when I say infinite, I'm looking at that wheel. At what point is that wheel pointing up? All right. When a wheel turns, the direction of it and what's up and what's down and what's forward and what's backwards is changing all the time. It never stops. There is no fixed point. The only fixed point is the bit in the middle that doesn't move at all. So wheels are fascinating. I think perhaps the embracing of change is being resisted. And okay, what I've got here, again, we've got the World in reverse and Judgment. So it looks like there might be some discomfort. Take heart, because what's happening is not personal. It's not personal. It's going to affect every aspect of life, and I see that because this is the World in reverse. It's quite interesting. Some of these readings I've done reversals, some I haven't. In this one, for better or worse, I have. But look, we have the Judgment card here. So this is, again, a universal shift. Everybody is having the backs of their cupboards and drawers hoiked out for a look. It's not personal. I'm going to get one more. In fact, Virgo, I'm going to do for you what I haven't done on any of the other readings here. I'm going to pull one from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle. There it is. I just see it. And it's the right one. Ah, how wonderful. Okay. What we get now, the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle is to do with the Chinese Buddhist goddess of compassion, Kuan Yin. Check her out. She's very, very connected to the Tibetan Buddhist goddess of enlightened activity, Green Tara. And I'm a Buddhist and I chant to Green Tara every day. Been chanting to Green Tara every day for over 7.5 years now. So what can I say? Check it out. Okay, here's the word from Kuan Yin. We get desert harvest. Now, what we can see here is a dry landscape. Okay, there appears to be nothing growing there. And yet we're talking of a harvest. Okay, right. Virgo, it's going to feel like this is a really, really, this is a really bad time. And two mistakes that can be made through this is to see it as a time of exclusively a time of things ending. And this is going to sound really trite, but when something ends, something else begins. When something ends, something else begins. When something ends, something else begins. Okay, and it's not personal, right? This desert is not just your garden, okay? And this harvest that is spoken of here is not just for you. Sometimes things have to become very dry and very apparently infertile for new life to spring out of it. And what feels like winter, what feels like the depth of winter, is the cusp of spring. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. Namaste.